Oh, you're being ridiculous. He's a professional football player.
No, look, I'm not talking about killing the guy. I'm just talking about going up there with a group of dudes and intimidate him. Maybe break his arm.
You can't break Tom Brady's arm.
Oh, yes, I can. No more Super Bowls for that pretty boy.
Listen.
Robert better not get in my face, because I'll drop that mother.
What did you say? What the f*** did you just say?
Bomberowski to the near side.
What are you, a fucking lunatic?
You and your mom are hillbillies. This is a house of learned doctors.
I respect him as a coach, but I'll be damned if I allow someone to,
But I'm gonna kick you repeatedly in the balls.
You got long balls, man. Long balls. You got long-ass balls.
You can't pick
What should I not? You know exactly what you've done, sir.
It's bullshit. I'll say it again. It's bullshit.
Nah, I'm just pissed off.
Let me tell you something with absolute honesty and concern for your well-being. Tom Brady would kick your ass.
You know, I was rude and inappropriate, and I just want to say I apologize.
I'm sorry that anybody could be offended by something that we were just having fun with, and I enjoyed it, and we're going to continue to do it.
Welcome back to the Ricky Williams Trilogy. Today it's more like a dual threat. I got one guy here, one of my buddies, Duke Thompson. He's in with me today. Unfortunately, Be Easy is down. Where is it? Is he down south doing a comedy tour right now?
Oh, yes. He is down south. We actually missed a money mouth this week because of his irresponsible commitment to Greg from Whiskey Sports. So, yeah, he's trying to double dip down south, man.
Yeah, that's finable. I think we can fine him for that, but that's okay.
Yeah, unacceptable, dude. Unacceptable. This is,
right.
Commitment, dude.
Right, like you're gonna travel to Alabama and do jokes, dude. Like that's a little messed up, man. I mean, what do they have in Alabama that we don't have right here? Like I don't understand. But
dude, actually, I don't even think he ever's gone northeast, man, in his whole entire career.
He's probably scared to go to Boston, bro.
I think no,
they're not even racist down south, but in Boston, I ain't going near Boston, man.
I think the only place he's ever been is Ohio, is the farthest north. Maybe a little Michigan, but that's it. The farthest east he's ever been. So
wow.
He got scared to go into that Philadelphia Steeler territory, man. You know, when football gets real.
Pittsburgh and Philly, yeah, they're dirty out there, man. But like New York, they have good comedy clubs out there. He could definitely be successful in New York. And you know what's crazy? You know what's great? I've always thought about like telling him this, but he should go out for like Saturday Night Live. Like, fuck it, why not? They always need like.
I've told him that. He needs to like.
Not to be like, you know, crude, but like they always do need another black dude because Kenan Thompson can't be playing the same characters over and over again. That poor guy.
Hey man, the quota's only one, man.
Well, no, they got Chris Redd. Oh no, he's no, that's and that's not starring, but what are the end people? Oh, I forget.
Oh, like the cast members type shit.
Yeah, it's the cast members, and then they do featuring. Yeah, the like 5 people that are always on the show featuring. Yeah, it makes no sense. But Chris Redd, he's funny as hell, and he's featured now. But anyhow,
but yeah, man. So speaking of commitment, man. Okay.
Oh boy.
Have you?
Oh boy.
You committed to buying the man's jersey. This week, Baker looked like a homeless man and looked like he'd been beaten and robbed and looked sad after that loss, dude. I mean, he just looked like he was like a 1980s detective with a drinking problem. I don't know. Private Eye maybe got kicked off the force. He looked like a movie character. It's real sad, dude. Have you officially now, since with 2 wins, have you jumped off the Baker Mayfield hype train? Now, granted, you did buy his jersey.
Listen. Let me say this in advance. I bought his jersey from a company in China in which I cannot pronounce the name. I didn't go to China. They shipped it to me, but it only cost me $45. So it's not exactly top tier quality. It's not like I drove to Cleveland and was like, I need a Baker Mayfield jersey. But here's the deal. I'm real upset about this. I'm real upset.
Are you really, dude?
Listen, that man is out there in a 1990s striped sweater and a Columbo jacket with the worst looking pedophile mustache of all time. The dude straight up looks like Ron Jeremy if he was in his 20s. Like, he looks like he belongs in a porn mag. And I'm sad for him. He definitely he's not driving a nice car home. You know, in that outfit, he is jumping into his Plymouth Duster, his orange rusty Plymouth Duster, and he's dropping every single hype fan off at home. He's like, "Oh, all three, huh?" Yeah.
No.
I think it's fair to say I'm off the hype train. Now, but with that being said, I still think they can get some wins this season. But
last week, dude.
Listen, but like here's the deal. But here's the deal: is that they play some shitty teams, man.
It doesn't matter, dude.
It doesn't quite. My mind can't fucking comprehend them not getting a couple more wins. But the thing is that like their season's done.
Dude,
2-6. When's the last time a 2-6 team made it to the playoffs? In 1973, when there were like 4 teams and fucking there was like 12 games a season.
I mean, what they got 8? We got like what 7 more games left. So they go 9-10.
If they go 9-6, they're not making it. I'm telling you right now,
dude. No, dude.
And the other thing is too, like they're not going 9-6.
No, Baker with that much talent,
or 9-7 rather. They're not going 10-6. I can tell you that right now,
dude. He looked defeated. It's done, dude. He needs to just sit on a bench, dude. I mean, he is like, bless his heart, man. He tried.
Listen, but listen
you
to
can't
their
save
schedule.
Cleveland, dude.
Because if they do pull off, like, what I think should be the fucking inevitable, like, this should happen. They should win out the entire season, besides maybe one game. Listen to the remainder of their schedule. They got Buffalo at home. They have Pittsburgh at home. They have Miami at home. They fly to Pittsburgh. They have Cincinnati at home. They go to Arizona. They have Baltimore at home, and then they go to Cincinnati. That's a fantastic schedule. That's almost
I still
easy.
see losses, man.
Oh, of course. Yeah, of course. Yeah.
No,
like
I see them all. I see Miami beating them. I see,
dude.
I see it, dude. Dude, look, I've watched a lot of crappy teams, man. He's lost the locker room, man. That kid is defeated. He knows it. He's used to winning. Now he realizes, oh crap, I'm cashing checks. I'm writing checks my ass can't cash now. That's all. He's done. He's mentally broken. He needs to take some time off.
I disagree.
And just say, hey, because the way he came out is like, dude, I understand it was a tough loss, dude. But man, like you need to at least button up your shirt, dude. I'm sorry, but look,
he used to be a clean-looking dude. He was a clean-looking dude when I bought his jersey, and now he's like a fucking drunk. Like, imagine if Blake Bortles, like, he's a pretty clean-looking guy. Imagine when he went to the Rams, he just like grew out like his hair and had a mustache like that. Like, you'd be like, oh yeah, that makes sense because he's a backup. But like Baker Mayfield is supposed to be the star-studded quarterback of the Cleveland Browns, the new messiah out there in Lake Erie. And again, the Cleveland Browns are continuing.
And I told you.
Continuously letting us down. I mean, the goddamn Steelers are 4-4 with fucking Mason Rudolph, some guy that sounds like he's in a children's book. And you got Baker Mayfield out here with every single wide receiver target he could ever ask for, except for Antonio Callaway, because the only thing that guy can catch is a marijuana ticket. Like, it just doesn't make sense to me at all. Like,
you know what makes sense? Fucking hiring Freddie Kitchens. That's what makes sense to this loser.
But he didn't even want the job, and Baker made listen. And you guys were exactly right. I was like, oh no, your QB should probably have a say in who your fucking head coach is. It makes sense. Like, I understand the stipulation, but it makes sense.
Second
now
year
I look
quarterbacks,
like an
dude.
I look like an idiot, and that's okay.
It's okay.
That's okay. Because maybe next year they win the fucking Super Bowl. Guess what? Guess who's jumping right back on the hype train next year if they have an O-line? That's right. Your boy.
You still didn't look as bad as Baker did in front of everybody, dude. I mean, the monotone speech, all that shit, dude, was just brutal. It was horrible to watch. I laughed my ass off, though, dude. Sorry, Baker, because, like, I see the pain. And it's like, you tried. You really, really tried. And
you could see it in his eyes.
Bless your heart, dude. You tried, but you just couldn't do it, man. You're used to winning. Nobody's been able to say Cleveland yet. It's the curse of Bill Belichick. Belichick had that shit to a winning fucking playoff team. until they fucking move to the Baltimore Ravens, and then the Ravens do what? Win a Super Bowl 2 years later.
Right.
Come on, like
I'm kind of nervous too because Belichick, when he was in the Jets office for an hour to write them that he wasn't going to be the coach, even though he just walked in and got his gold-plated name tag. Like he cursed the Jets too. So like,
yeah,
I'm
dude,
fucking really worried. His son better be the head coach when he leaves, man. Steve Belichick. He's the
some
same
gypsy shit, man.
Have you heard him talk, Steve Belichick?
He has a son. How old is he?
His son is our defensive backs coach.
Really? Damn. Keeping the family.
He sounds exactly like him, just monotone.
I'm just a little bit younger than Bill over there, but
got a really good
and on Cincinnati
is really good on the move.
That's great, dude.
They got a lot of great playmakers. We'll see what happens.
We'll see what happens. Yes,
it's unbelievable though. But really, all right. So like, obviously, the Cleveland Browns are yet again the fucking Cleveland Browns, and I'm not happy about it because I was really excited. I hate the AFC North. You have to understand. Like, I despise every team in the AFC North. Like this carries on for years. This is before the Ravens absolutely whooped our ass this weekend. Like, I already hated the Ravens.
Dude, you know what, Bill? We'll get to that too, man. But before let's bounce. One last thought on Cleveland, man. Is we were right, dude. You were wrong, man. Accept it. Maybe next year, Baker. But you got to bring in a coach and offensive coordinator that is going to do it. I just don't believe in ownership.
Freddie Kitchens would have been fine taking a backseat role, staying with the Browns, being like the guy everyone likes.
It goes back to the Titans game, dude. I mean, how fast were they just like screwing up and getting penalties, man? That was the most undisciplined team I've ever seen in my life, man. They can't even hold it together for 5 minutes the first game of the season until they started pointing fingers at each other. That's all on the coach, man. It's like right now with my Titans, dude. Vrabel's losing the locker room, man. You know? That's the worst thing that can happen to a team, dude. Because once the locker room's gone, what the hell are they going to be playing for, man? And that's the Baker, dude. Because Baker looked up there like he was like, yep, I lost them.
But the thing is, Duke, too, is that, and this will be my last piece, is that they had almost 80 plays on offense on Sunday. Like, they had like 30 more than the other team. It just doesn't make sense.
He has more in a season. I read a stat today about how his interceptions is the most in the league when he's not even pressured. That's horrible, dude.
Yeah,
like you should be picking people off as a fucking NFL quarterback, my friend.
Dude, his QB rating right now is 71, and Odell Beckham Jr.'s is 85. So if that doesn't tell you anything, I mean, I know, he only throws, but he's got 12 interceptions, dude. That's bad.
Yeah, and the haters coming out, dude. Haters. No, dude, we're just realists, man. It's like you can't run your mouth. Even Brady doesn't even run his mouth. He just shows up on the field, just beats your ass. That's what he needs to understand. Like, you can't do it because, like we talk about any given Sunday, man. Any team can beat anybody. It doesn't matter, man. You know, like a demonstrated the Chargers beat the Packers. Oh my God, the Packers. The Chargers are a good team, man. They just have injuries and they beat them.
No, I mean, the Chargers, let's not front. The Chargers are not a good team.
Dude, they just have injuries, man, this year. That's it. Left and right, especially when the Titans came, man. Those guys were going down left and right, man.
I mean, the Chargers are still 4-5. Like, they're still, like, somewhat in the mix. But, I mean, if you look at who the Chargers
and Melvin Gordon apparently had – and Melvin Gordon had more of an impact than people thought.
Right. Well, the thing is that they fired Wisenhuser. And
dude, we fired him too in mid-season too, man. I
don't blame any of you guys. I mean, but like when you think back to the first week for the Chargers, they beat the Colts, right? And the Colts were already hot at that point. Like people were already buying in. But then they lost a shit game to Detroit, 3-point game. They lost a 7-point game to Houston. They crushed Miami. And then, they're losing to people like Denver and Pittsburgh and Tennessee even. Not to throw you under the bus.
Oh, dude, you can throw me under the bus. That's fine, man. I know what we are. I told you, I'm most enthusiastic, but when I saw that team change and Vrabel threw fucking Mariota on the bus like that.
Yeah.
I was like,
Which
dude.
was it was sort of a and even I said, you know, and I expected this to happen. And it wasn't just because of Mariota. I expected it to happen because your offense as a whole, like, it improved in the offseason, but it they didn't make
on
enough
paper, dude.
Right. Yeah, barely though. Like they were like,
Oh
yeah,
no, we got a slot receiver now. We have AJ Brown, Corey Davis, and just show the hell up. But being the
like Corey
pieces are
Davis
there,
is
dude.
Do you at this point?
It's
Let me
like
ask you
that.
something. Let me ask you something. What, and we'll talk a little bit about your division, but specifically about your team right now. Is Corey Davis a bust at this point?
I feel like he's going to be. I mean, because it's kind of weird. Like, I don't know why he never developed a relationship with Mariota.
Right.
Those two, I think Mariota's downfall is because of his nerve injury, man. I think it wasn't fully healed yet, and maybe who knows if it ever will be.
Is that the elbow?
Yeah, I mean, you know, because he didn't have the same zip on his passes. But yeah, I also too think is not designing offenses around a young QB and developing them. Like the wide receivers were learning shit. I feel like he is a bust. I don't want to pay him next year. Corey Davis on his 50th year.
Oh, God,
like,
no.
no, I mean, I think we could bring in. I mean, AJ's proven himself to be the number one. He's already caught more passes in his fucking first games and more touchdowns than Corey Davis did in the last 2 years. So have Humphries
Right,
as
barely
number two.
barely any more targets. Like he doesn't.
Yeah.
He's not. At this point in the season, I think he is out targeted. But like you know, a couple of weeks ago, they had just about the same amount of targets. And I mean, AJ Brown is clearly the better receiver. It was really the two receivers that everybody was looking out for this year were AJ Brown and DK Metcalf. Obviously, they both went a little later than expected, but I
Thank
mean,
God, man.
yeah,
Thank
I mean,
God.
yeah, no, honestly,
Yeah.
and next year, man, it's gonna be. I mean, could you not see? So you think, without a doubt, you will draft a quarterback next year? Like
We have to. There's
so
no
you
ifs, ands, or
wouldn't want
buts.
to pick up a potential free agent or anything like Cam Newton. And I know you're not a fan of Cam Newton. And
Oh, I
he-
am. I respect him. Yeah.
Are you okay? Because I think he's going to end up on the Bears next year. I just think it's a hot prospect, and I think everyone's talking about it enough that it will get some traction. But like, would you want Cam Newton? Like, would you want a vetted pro?
No.
Or-
We've
all right.
done the retread. We've done Collins. We did Hasselbeck. We've done stuff. I think with the talent that's coming out of college now, if we got a defense that's still killing it, Jeffrey Simmons is going to be strong next year. We improved the defense a little bit. All we had to do is just what the Seahawks did a few years ago, bring a rookie in and try to be a championship team on a rookie contract, you know? I mean, I just think that's the way it's going because these guys were paying Carson Wentz really, yeah, okay. What's he really doing? Is he living up to his contract? I mean, is Big Ben, who else signed that contract? I mean, are these guys living up to it? No. You know, and
Yeah, I mean,
Brady's
really-
still sitting back, 10th paid quarterback in the league, fucking winning Super Bowls.
I mean, the only ones that are getting it done right now, to be fair, I mean, Jimmy G, he's not spectacular, but he's doing what he needs to
But
do.
when he signed his contract, he's now 5th or 6th, 7th. He's dropping lower and lower.
Yeah,
every
that's
year.
true. But that's because he was a backup. Like if you're talking Russell Wilson at 7-2 right now with MVP, I mean, he's the drop dead right now.
Yeah,
MVP,
he's the only one.
MVP. He's the MVP, right?
Straight up, yeah.
It's going to be between him and Aaron Rodgers, which blows my effing mind. But we all know that's going to happen, unless Drew Brees comes back and throws like 5,000 yards in like 7 games, then everyone will blow him. But yeah,
I mean,
it's
I would take a
interesting.
chance. I would take a chance on Bridgewater. I would say.
Oh,
I mean-
absolutely! Are you kidding me?
I mean, I've always liked Bridgewater. I mean, I think that, but I don't know if he wants to leave because I think he's guaranteed the Saints job after Breeze leaves. He's proven it. Breeze has got maybe 2-3 more years. Hey, with Teddy, just sit on the bench for this time. We'll bring you in. You're going to still be young by football season standards. He hasn't got hit. He's still taking care of his body, getting his mind right. Let him take over the Saints, dude, because that's your heir to the throne. I mean, I wish you guys kind of wish you knew who was going to replace Brady.
Oh well, I
mean-
mean, we'll worry about that when we have to. But honestly, I think it might be sooner than later.
He come to the Titans, man. I'll be rocking a Tom Brady Tennessee Titans jersey, dude. Like that's
Oh
the
yeah,
biggest.
even I would, dude.
Dude,
Get out of here. I mean,
dude, I would just be
I rep
like,
a Baker Mayfield
I
jersey every once
I
in a while.
would like I said, I would take it, just win us one Super Bowl and do the Peyton Manning thing and wave off in the sunset, and I'll be rocking that Super Bowl forever.
Right.
I don't
Well,
care.
here's a question too. I mean, Dak Prescott, he still hasn't signed his extension, but he will.
He's a cowboy, man.
Right, he's a cowboy for life.
Jerry ain't gonna let him go.
But like so, there's Marcus Mariota for sure, free agent next year, right?
Oh yeah, he's gonna go find another. He's gonna go find success with.
Yeah, he'll go to the Redskins or
No. Hoskins already got. They'll put the money on Hoskins over there. He'll go somewhere.
We'll see. That's if he stays healthy the rest of the year. But you still have teams like the Broncos and even
Broncos.
the
I could see.
Chargers are going to need the Chargers are going to need a player too because Phillip Rivers, they're not signing again.
I could see him going to the Broncos if they fire.
Oh, you're right, huh? Yeah, they love because fucking Flacco's done there, right? Like,
dude, he's done, dude.
I kind of feel bad for him, but at the same time, like that's the same old bitchy Flacco that we know, isn't it?
Always, dude. Yeah, throwing people under the bus. He got his one Super Bowl and one of the most amazing runs ever during the playoffs. I mean, he beat San Francisco team that should have won, but I mean, Delaney Walker was on that team. I wish he had his ring, but Kaepernick, he just did not want to win that Super Bowl because he thought, I'll be in the league forever. It's like, nah, dude. You got to go all out for that Super Bowl. And I still think it was kind of weird how the lights go out. And then all of a sudden, they get like an hour, wasn't it? Like an hour and a half? And then, like, for them to rest and relax. Yeah, come on.
I mean, it was a Super Bowl, dude.
Yeah.
That happened in a Super Bowl, which is crazy to think of now. But, yeah, we were all waiting, dude. It was, like, already late as hell. We all got work the next day.
I know, dude.
School, and I think I was still in school. I don't even – what year was that? 2000 –
that was a long time ago.
Yeah, it's like nearly a decade ago. But for me, I mean, I think I was still in high school then, so I had school the next day. I don't even know if I stayed up to watch that whole game. I couldn't even tell you.
Was it 2012?
Could have been. Yeah. Yeah, the number.
Oh, never mind. I think February. Yeah, it was 2012. It was on my birthday. No, 2013.
It was. Okay. So, yeah, I was a senior in high school. So that makes sense.
Yeah.
But, yeah, it is interesting. And, your division obviously is still close, man. Like,
oh, man, we're done. Take us out.
You guys are done, but, like,
Mm-mm.
Jacksonville's 2-3. You guys are 2-2. The Colts
Jacksonville's done, too. All it is just going to be the Texans. It's for them to screw up. It's the Colts and the Texans. Us Jags and the Titans are the same team.
Yeah, I mean, you guys are the only team that's out of contention right now, though, because the Jaguars, they got Nick Foles coming back after the bye, and they can still make a push. Do I see it happening? Not necessarily. No, I think they probably should have stayed with Minshew, but
they have a better shot than we do for sure.
Listen, here's the deal too.
Oh,
if
let's talk about
Jaguars
that.
London, what?
How do you feel about that? Minshew, man, is over. Dude. Big Nick Foles coming back, get his job.
I mean, I'm not surprised.
I think it's right, dude.
Yeah, I mean, after the game that Minshew just had, yeah, and also Nick Foles doesn't need another shitty backup job to a crappy quarterback. Yeah, like I think Nick Foles, if anyone deserves it in this league to have a starting role at this point, it's Nick Foles. No.
Well, that's my thing, and that's the only thing I always disagreed with was that, like, you should never lose your job to injury. If you were competent before, then you got hurt. You come back, your backup comes in, whenever the starter's ready to go, you go. Alex Smith with Kaepernick, he lost his job to injury, and Kaepernick was the hot ticket, It's kind of like, it's more of a respect thing, Like, yeah, fucking Brady went out with an ACL and what? Jimmy G leads them to almost the playoffs?
Well, I think that was Matt Castle, wasn't it, when he went out with an ACL?
Oh, he had the greatest backup quarterback ever, Matt Castle.
That's right.
Also, former Tennessee Titan Mike Castle. So, yeah, that's what I'm saying. You don't lose your job like that. You know who your starter is, And I think that
I mean, it's hard for me to like necessarily. I get what you're saying, and from a moral,
he threw a
standpoint, you're right.
touchdown pass on while he was getting hurt, man. Like, as he's getting hit, boom, touchdown pass.
I guess my only stipulation with this would be the only reason we've won 6 Super Bowls is because Drew Bledsoe nearly died, and we got the greatest quarterback of all time to step in for him. So
I don't know. Sometimes I think Belichick can just take anybody and turn them into a winner, except for your boy Josh Gordon, who is now a Seahawk. Apparently they threw him under the bus, dude. Apparently they said they didn't like his attitude, and they were trying to say that he was missing meetings and not doing workouts and practice and shit.
Yeah, they said he had a piss poor work attitude. And you know what's funny though? Like, even watching the games this year compared to last year when he played, like every time he dropped a ball this year, like he hung his head and he would like walk back. Like I remember last year, he was just so excited to be on the team. And at any time he messed up or anytime he did well, like you could see him run back to the huddle. Like you could see him make that effort. And, Belichick notices small things that we don't. And
yeah,
if Belichick thought that N'Keal Harry, who's not even active right now, could come back in 3 weeks, 4 weeks and step in for us, obviously he has that work ethic. And I'm not going to sit here and say that Josh Gordon doesn't, because I don't know. And I honestly have a soft spot for the guy. So, as you know, but
we all knew that it was going to last that long. I mean, he got a Super Bowl, right?
Right. The sad thing is the Seahawks were the 28th team in the waiver order.
Ooh.
So Josh Gordon went way down. Not only that, but the Seahawks were entertaining the idea of pulling in Antonio Brown. Yeah. And that was on the shoulders of Russell Wilson, and you damn well know it. But Josh Gordon's a good pickup for them. He's not going to take away targets from Metcalf. He's not going to take away targets from Lockett. It was David Moore he's taking targets away from, and that's a good thing for the Seahawks, and that's a really good thing for Russell Wilson. Like, this could propel their season. Like, you see Russell Wilson, and he runs 35 yards in one play and then slings the ball down the field. Josh Gordon's the type of guy that you want catching the ball, just like Metcalf or Lockett. So it's a good thing. The Seahawks are dangerous.
They're dangerous. They feel dangerous. So good for them, man. I'm sure I'll be hearing about it at work, Oh, Seahawks, Russell Wilson doing good, huh? It's like, yeah, your team still sucks, whatever. You Patriot wannabes. That's all you are, Seahawks fans.
Yep.
Sorry. The dynasty that never was. That's all. Got a chance,
Sad.
Man.
Sad.
But, like Josh Gordon being a more relaxed environment, Steve Carroll be probably handing him a joint and giving him tips on how to pass your drug tests, because Pete Carroll is just that type of guy. So
and Seattle's just that type of city, man.
So, they just want winners, and he'll come in like a firework and boom, and then just fade out. But they're going to give a good run, and Russell hopefully be a good mentor. So good for him. But also, let's make fun of Aaron Rodgers a little bit. Lost to the Chargers. And everybody's saying, what's wrong with Aaron Rodgers? Oh, my God. Just like, what's wrong with your Patriots? They lost to the Ravens again.
Right.
Oh, my God. What's up? The Ravens now are dominant. Oh, my goodness. Lamar Jackson is just this, that, and all. It's like, whatever, man. Love you, Lamar, but you got to keep winning consistently to be like that.
Yeah, I mean,
ain't it.
My thing with Aaron Rodgers that we've seen 2 games from them this season that they probably should have won and they didn't. And this game is just – there's really no excuse to not beat a team like the Chargers, dude. I mean, this is not the Chargers team that we saw last year in any fashion or statement. I mean, what did they go 11-5 last year, right? Like, if the Chiefs weren't there, the Chargers had home field through the playoffs.
Dude, if the Chargers just didn't play zone defense against the greatest quarterback of all time, maybe they could have beat the Patriots. Wow, that was the worst defensive call game I've ever seen. Tom Brady's just like, oh, zone, boom, 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 boom.
Right.
No
I mean,
pressure.
even I think the only reason they nearly beat us is because Patrick Mahomes is literally that good.
I don't know, man. Let's see how he is at that kneecap. He's supposed to be coming back against my Titans this week, and I think it's just a little bit too soon. I think you need to give him at least a couple more weeks to rest. You know, your division's pretty much won. No reason to rush a young kid back, especially when his kneecap dislocated.
Yeah, dude. Like, it seem too soon. Like, and he already had that ankle injury.
Look, my Titans are going to lose against the Chiefs. I'm picking the Chiefs this week, okay? Let's straight up before we get to picks. But you just don't rush him back. Matt Moore is competent. You know, he's doing what he can. He's won you a couple of games. You know, you want your backup QB go 50-50. I mean, look at Bridgewater. He held the Saints together. It's like, come on. This is why you have a good backup. And Matt Moore can do the damn job. And by rushing back, we don't need another RG3. And that's why I feel this is going to happen. Like, you know, injuries happen. Mariota got hurt. RG3 got hurt. Who else? Major quarterback we lost. Alex Smith. I mean,
it goes down the line. There's almost every quarterback has had a major injury. I mean, even Drew Brees this year, he didn't miss.
Drew Brees. That's
the
the
start
first
like
time.
a whole career, dude.
I mean, Brady tore his ACL, was out for the year. So, and this is like, he's so young. Just let him rest. Like, work him back into practice. There's no reason why to rush him back.
I guess my thing about it is that I'm not so much mad that they're going to have him play this weekend. I think my thing was that they had him practicing the same week his knee was dislocated.
I had a huge problem with that.
I mean, I'm not a doctor, right? And I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, yeah, he's probably fine. But it just seemed a little soon to me.
If something doesn't look right, it probably isn't right. You know, like if it looks like a duck and if it walks like a duck, quacks like a duck, it's probably a duck, isn't it? And I'm just saying, like, I saw the injury. It was horrible. I heard people talk about how it's not the same after it's happened and it can happen again. Yeah. So
I've honestly, I haven't heard of many dislocated kneecaps. So
I've heard, like, I know somebody that happened to. It happened to my dad. He says it's awful.
Ugh.
And but it's never really the same. And for him, a young kid, just give him 2 more weeks. Give him the 4 to 6 weeks that they said that you're going to need to come back. There's no reason to prove you're a man at this point, you know? Like, your livelihood is on this. And they screwed up RG3 by doing the same thing, by rushing him back when the coach's job was on the line. And
they ruined his career. Yeah, they ruined his.
And I felt like we ruined Mariota's a little bit too. I mean, because, you're going to be tough. You got to do this. Like, no, just rest the damn injury. You know?
And then here's the thing too, is that, you know, Mahomes comes back this week against a Tennessee team that could be beat by Matt Moore. Like, no offense.
Oh, absolutely.
Matt Moore he's proven to be reliable enough to go through with it. And then, but real quick, but then Kansas City has the Chargers week 11 in Mexico City. Another easy win, in my opinion. And then they have a bye week. So why not bring them back week 13 against Oakland? You'll have 1 week to prep for New England. And then your season's pretty much a blowhard playing against Denver, Chicago, and the Chargers again. Like, it just doesn't make sense.
My Titans team, that defense gave up last week. That defense is going to give up this week. They're tired of pulling this weight. The offense ain't doing this weight. Matt Moore is going to come in, defeat us solid. Okay? Bam. Next week, Matt Moore, winnable game. A week after that, winnable. Okay? Let him rest for the playoffs when you need Mahomes the most, you know?
Right, because what happens? He goes down from a Khalil Mack hit, or they run in. I do not see the Chiefs running one single QB sneak the rest of the year. Honestly, I think they're terrified. I think I would be terrified if I was Andy Reid.
So it's like, I just don't believe Andy Reid to make the decision. I saw this man, in 3-degree weather, ice a kicker against my Titans, dude. It's 3 degrees out there. Everybody, let's go home. You know, you don't have to ice the kicker. He makes bad decisions. And for him to put Mahomes out there in practice the first week after seeing his kneecap go down his leg and they push it back up, come on, man. I can't trust that. So now it's like, is he going to put him in a position to give him an offensive plan and say, hey, let's take care of you? Probably not. I mean,
No.
Andy, this is your golden boy, man. You know,
This is the
like,
golden. He's basically Luke Skywalker. He's the fucking chosen one, or Anakin. He's the chosen.
Yeah. And you're gonna injuries are something that is incredibly hard to come back from, and something like that when a man uses his legs is awful. So I'm just saying it's too soon. That's it.
Well, yeah, week 10 will tell, and week 10 will probably tell a lot of things for a lot of teams, and we'll see when it comes up. But I think this is about a good time for our break. We've been ranting for a while. Go ahead, toss that subscribe button down, and we'll be back after this. Thanks for sticking with us, folks. This is the Ricky Williams Trilogy. Time for your Fumble Rooski weekly sports news update. Monday Night Football. The Cowboys defeated the Giants 37-18 with 5.5 minutes left in the second quarter. The Giants leading 9-3. A black cat roamed the MetLife Stadium field. Once the cat left the field and they resumed play, the Cowboys outscored the Giants 34-9. 9-9. I almost read that wrong. Panthers quarterback Kyle Allen seems to have kept his starting role in Charlotte for now, as the Panthers have placed Cam Newton on injured reserve with a season-ending foot injury that we don't really know what it is. Cincinnati Bengals star-studded wide receiver A.J. Green is reportedly expected to make his season debut this Sunday when the Bengals take on the Ravens. Though he did not participate in today's practice, head coach Zach Taylor expects Green to suit up. The Seattle Seahawks have claimed former Browns and Patriots wide receiver Josh Gordon. Before claiming Jordan, the Seahawks had reportedly done their due diligence on free agent Antonio Brown. And your staggering stat of the week, MVP frontrunner Russell Wilson in this week's 40-34 win over the Buccaneers went 29 for 43 for 378 yards and 5 touchdowns. Amazing. And I know we normally end on the staggering stat, but today we honor Pat Tillman on what would have been his 43rd birthday. R.I.P. Patty. Well,
P. Patty.
R.I.P. Patty.
P. Patty, man.
A better man than us. Well, Duke, I got to be honest, week 9 was the worst week of my life in regards to picking. You and Be Easy tied up in the winner's slot at 7-7. Really, it wasn't a good week for all of us. I mean, if you're 500, it's not a week you want to have, but luckily you guys were able to catch up to me a little bit more.
I'm just trying to make it respectable, my friend. Trying to make it respectable.
That's right, because it was starting to get embarrassing there for a quick minute.
For a minute, yeah. I got scared. I ain't gonna lie. You know, I'm a grown-ass man. I ain't gonna lie. I got a little scared.
You're in good contention now as long as I keep making stupid drunk picks. But you guys tied up 7-7 each last week. The penny went 6-8, and I had my worst record of the season so far at 5-9. It was actually my first week without double-digit wins since week 5. So this one stabbed the old heartstrings a little bit. But this brings our predictions to myself in first at 86-48. Be Easy at 79-55. Yourself at 74-60. You're getting real close to Be Easy now. And the penny is 58-76, which I still do not fucking understand. But that's okay. Lots of the season to go through. Last week, it looks like Be Easy was. Oh, no. So you had 2 picks of the week. You had the Chiefs and the Steelers, while Be Easy had the Ravens picked out to win their match. And I did not have a pick of the week for the second time this year.
Guess my undefeated for the Patriots this season is a bust.
That's right. And I think we all busted on that one except for Be Easy. He had the Ravens, and that was a great call. It was a tough loss. I'll keep it short and simple since we didn't speak about it the first half. It's one game, everyone. Tom Brady has not fallen off a cliff. I am not worried in any sense of the word worry. I'd be
totally happy with 8-1 right now.
Yeah, dude, you should have seen my Facebook. All these people talking shit that aren't even 2-7. Like, everyone needs to get off my back. Yeah, how's that loss feel? Is what a Seahawks fan.
It feels pretty good, man. Yeah, I said Super Bowl ring.
That's exactly what I said. Yeah, 8-1 feels pretty good still. So let's.
It's a long season, my friend.
Yeah, let's just all calm it down. Plus, what did I say at the beginning of this year? I did not want to go 16-0. I wanted a loss. I think this is a good loss to take because it was a devastating one. And I think it's good. I think it's good for this team. I think it's good for Tom Brady. Get his head out of his ass. And I see good things moving forward. We go into a bye week also.
Let me say this before too. Here's the master plan of Bill Belichick. He knows they're going to be in the playoffs.
Right.
He held back. He told them, "Hey boys, we're not taking a dive. We're just gaining information, like a scout mission, right?" So he held back to know what the Ravens are going to throw at him in the playoffs, and Bill's going to make the Ravens look stupid. That's all he did.
That's fair enough. And I said it in the first half is we didn't pull out any of the stops on defense that we have all season. So, the other thing, too, that I just want to point out real quick, and I'm not going to use this as an excuse for the hatred that the Patriots have, but the last 2 games we've had, we're both against teams coming off of the bye weeks. The Browns came off of a bye week, and so did the Ravens.
The Browns could have had the whole offseason to prepare for you guys and still would have lost.
That's fair enough, but still, regardless, you had 2 weeks to prepare. It doesn't matter what team you are. You know, in reality of things, I mean, the Chargers just beat the Packers. Anything can happen any given Sunday. We know that. But the thing is that the last 2 teams we've played have had together 4 weeks of preparation to play us when we've only had 1.5. So I don't know why nobody's talking about it. Nobody even mentions it, especially around here. They're all worried about where Brady's going to be next year, but I'm worried about this year.
Tennessee.
Yeah.
Let's have a Hall of Famer. Hey, dude, it'd be funny, though. Like, I would laugh because if it's all just a scam with Rabel to be like, okay, well, Mariota wasn't it. I'm just going to call my boy Tom and see what we can do. Because he would totally change that team, man. I mean, he'll make A.J. Brown look like a Hall of Famer.
Any team he was on, he would change, though.
Dude,
like,
but
imagine him and
he would
Keenan Allen
try to say
Williams in San Diego. Or
we'll
Los
be competing for the Super Bowl. If we had Brady, we would be. With that defense, yeah.
He would be your offensive coordinator, too. He would know.
Oh, straight up. I would only want him to be off. When he gets off the
player coach?
Yes, dude.
We're talking player coach?
Yeah, dude. Straight up, dude. I'm saying, like, when he gets off.
You would have to give him the title of offensive coordinator / quarterback.
Dude, I'm about ready to give him title of owner, man.
Some 1970s shit.
Like, yeah, dude. Come off the field. He huddles the offensive line around, shoots them out, goes on this. Like, hey, you're doing this, you're doing this. You know, I mean, it'd be awesome, dude. I mean, I think it could happen. Who knows? Stranger things have happened, man.
Yeah, well, you know? That's for sure.
Because, look, I mean, I didn't think Baker Mayfield was going to come out looking like a homeless man the other day, but he did. He did.
He honest to God looks like a detective that has been working on the same case for 2.5 years. And
too many years, man. 10 years. Dude. Yeah.
His lead was connected with the Clintons and just killed himself.
Yeah, man. Like his lead's just God, yes.
Yeah. Also, Jeffrey Epstein didn't kill himself. And we move on.
And we move on, people, because he did not kill himself.
That's right. That's right. Week 10, ladies and gents. We are coming close to the end of the season. I am not happy about it.
We got XFL though, man.
That don't count. It doesn't. It doesn't count. I'm sorry. I love football as much as the next guy, but like I'll go watch local flag football if I have to.
Dude, it's gonna be good. They've had like 3 years to prepare.
Oh yeah, can't wait to see fucking Landry Jones out there slinging the skin again. Jesus, dude, it's gonna be rough.
Dude, former Tennessee Titans Zach Meckenberger. Come on.
No, oh, that's right.
Yeah, he
I'm
got
getting
signed.
Mettenberger jersey.
Yeah,
Mettenberger.
They're like, Roethlisberger, baby. Yes. Also, too, former Tennessee Titan. The running back from Washington, Bishop Sankey, I believe, signed with the NFL too. So
no kidding. I've never heard of that man in my life. Good luck.
Never heard of it. Oh, he was a great hope, man, and he just did not do anything.
Well, you guys have had quite a lot of great hopes. We'll see what the next one is. I'm excited for you, Duke. I really
Hey,
am.
dude, actually, I like Jalen Hurts, man. I mean, I think really there's not a bad quarterback in this next year. I don't see a true bust yet, you know? I got to see. Also, too, it's a good year because you know why? All the people who are losing already and be ahead of us already have quarterbacks. So.
Yeah, for the most part. I mean, everyone that's 1-6, 0-8, 0-8, 1-7, 1-7. Yeah. We'll see. But we move on. Week 10, Thursday night game. We got the Chargers at the Raiders. Even though the Chargers just came off a big win, I think the Raiders' running game has been absolutely dominant. And I think they actually have the potential of an okay team. It's too bad AB didn't stay sane enough to last his tenure there. But I'm going to have the Raiders getting this one.
I like the Raiders in this one, too. Actually, John Gruden has really surprised me. I know I wrote an article about him a long time ago saying that how much of a joke he was. But right now, actually, I'd probably take him, huh? He's doing a lot more with a lot less than my Mike Vrabel is right now. And so maybe that old school Chuck is working. But, you know, next year they're going to be in prime position to move to Las Vegas and have probably an 8-8, 9-7 playoff team.
Right. We'll see, man. I mean, he has improved his coaching abilities greatly compared to, you know, what we thought it was going to be. With that being said, that is a 4-way sweep with the Raiders. A little surprising. Next game we have is the Ravens at the Bengals. The Bengals are tanking. I have the Ravens.
Yeah, always, man. Yeah, this is going to be easy. Little pitch and catch. Like Steve Spurrier used to say, Lamar Jackson's going to have a good day. That defense is not – like I talked about with the Titans losing the locker room. Baker lost the locker room. They just benched Dalton. He was complaining about where they should have shopped me before the trade. So
I'm excited to see the Red Rocket out there, man.
Yeah, so this is the coaches say, yeah, we're making a change, and maybe not everybody's on board with it, but this is one of the first steps to trying to build a successful franchise. And so I think I'm excited to see what the kid can do. Who knows?
I'm just excited to see what any quarterback there besides Andy Dalton can do.
Dalton's been there forever too. It's like Marv Levy, man.
Well, that whole organization is afraid to make changes, and that's that. But with that
they could use a uniform update.
Oh yeah, they should have all blacks by now.
Yeah,
they should have all. They should look like Oklahoma State University, who has awesome jerseys. That's what they should reach for.
Yes.
But yeah, so that's a 4-way sweep, and the Penny and Be Easy have the Ravens as well. Next game we have the Bills at the Browns. You will be surprised to know that I am not going to pick the Browns for the 85th fucking time this year. I am going to pick the Bills because I think the Bills are actually a competent football team. They must be excited up in Buffalo. This is the best team they've had in years. It's 6-2, right?
Yeah. I feel like that's where we should be right now as my team. Good for Buffalo for sticking together with a coaching staff. You guys do have a pretty easy schedule, I would say, but you took advantage of it. And obviously they will get the wild card. I believe they own one of my wild card spots for sure. Unless they just totally implode, which I don't see happening with that rest of the schedule. But this week they're not going to implode on Cleveland.
No, you have the Bills, I'm guessing, yeah.
Yeah, I'll take the Bills, man.
So does Be Easy. Unfortunately, the Penny's drunk now and has picked the Browns. Next game we have, if you had asked me this week 1, I'd probably go with the home team. But we have the Lions at the Bears. And right now, regardless of results and record, I still think the Lions are a pretty competent football team. Besides losing Kerryon Johnson to the IR and not having a running game, but I'm going to go with the Lions on this one. I just have absolutely zero hope in Mitchell Trubisky in the Bears. It is over.
It is over, and welcome Cam Newton to the Chicago Bears or Mariota. We don't know.
Yeah, it could be Mariota. It very well could be, but I think Cam Newton's going to be the most, highly touted free agent coming out, right?
Oh, absolutely. I would hope so. He's earned it. He's did a hell of a time he's done a hell of a time at Carolina. The Titans did have an opportunity to draft him. We passed on him.
Well, you guys have passed on a lot, man.
I don't know. Cam is one of those guys that I felt like, that now he's been with the Carolina for the last, 10 years? 10, 12, 13 years? I mean, he's taking a lot of abuse.
It hasn't been 13 years.
It's been like 10 years, man. Let's look it up. Cam.
2011 draft, so it's been about 8 seasons. But yeah,
that's a long time for a franchise guy.
That is a long ass fucking time. Cam Newton, isn't it?
He's been there. I mean, we had a chance to get him. We didn't. Now they put on injury reserve to kind of say, hey, you ain't gonna be here next year. New owner, new coach. I'm sure, new owner loves to change things up. I'm sure the coach is going to get fired soon. New owner is going to bring his boys in, basically, and Cam is not his boy. I don't even think the QB that is playing right now is his boy, even though I was pretty impressed. Yeah.
I think they love Kyle Allen down there right now. I mean, think about it. They've played tremendous.
But he's going to be on a thin rope. I'm saying that the owner wants to bring his quarterback in, So I see that happening. Poor Blaine Bishop, poor Malcolm Butler, dude. It was a horrible injury. I saw him get up. That thing was dangling, dude. Broken wrist. It looked horrible.
Was it bad? I didn't see it.
Yeah, he went. I saw it. I saw it where it was like he landed on. I was like, oh, he broke something, man. The way he came up, shot right up, and then when he stood up, he was just holding it yeah, it's broken. He's on the injury reserve, just like Cam is. But the Panthers right now, I don't know, man.
I mean, the Panthers, they're still in the hunt. They're the 8th seed in the NFC right now. They're right behind the Rams. I mean, the Rams are out of the playoffs right now.
But back to the Bears, they're done. I like the Lions in this game.
Yeah, I do as well. And that, again, is a 4-way sweep. The penny holds
Trubisky is done, dude. I think that he was on thin rope anyway, and he's just taking way too many steps back.
Without a doubt. I mean, he had a couple of games last year where he played literally unbelievably, because we didn't think, and it wasn't even like he had a Russell Wilson type game, but there were a couple games last year where I was genuinely thinking, okay, this team has a chance at what they did with this quarterback, but they're 3-5 right now. They're out. They're done. And
they're done.
Mitchell Trubisky is over. That his time there is over. He'll be a journeyman for the rest of his life.
I mean, the thing is, they went above and beyond to get him. They missed a lot of people to get
They
Trubisky.
missed Deshaun Watson and Patrick Mahomes. Those are the only 2 names you need to hear. That's it.
And because they're racist. It's Deshaun Watson also too had tore his ACL once in college, and then he tore it again. I mean,
right. And I think Mitchell Trubisky was just more of a pro-style quarterback.
Yeah, more adaptable. And I mean, I love Deshaun, but that style of game ain't gonna last forever.
No, definitely not.
You can't be running around for your life, especially with a punctured lung.
Right. Yeah. Well, luckily that hasn't happened yet this year. But we move on to our next game, the battle of the subways, the battle of the boroughs, the battle, if I do say so myself, of New Jersey. We have the New York Giants taking on the Jets. MetLife Stadium's going to be amped up.
So it's like a home game for both teams.
This is a tough one for me. This is a tough one for me because I have zero hope in Sam Darnold right now. But the Giants do suck, and Daniel Jones does have a ton of fumbles, man. It is bad. But also, Daniel Jones doesn't look he doesn't look so frazzled. He doesn't look like Baker Mayfield out there even. So
No, we'll see year 2. Year 1 is always, we never know. Year 2 is big, but year 3 we'll finally know. If Baker could come out of this sophomore slump, I don't know, but Daniel Jones has really impressed me more.
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
I was like for what he has done this season, wow. And I mean, they put in a pretty competent guy with them, a competent coach. They got Barkley back there. I can
Golden
see
Tate
them.
with that crazy catch last week. Did you see that? It was nuts, dude.
Yes, dude.
So I'm gonna go with the Giants on this one. I know if you had asked me 4 weeks ago, I definitely would have gone with the Jets. But
dude, I don't see them. I mean, I gotta do upsets, but I just don't see an upset here. Jets, they're like what Le'Veon's going on IR almost. He's getting MRIs. He's like, oh shit, this is going nowhere. Adam Gacy's done. I just see this. Yeah. And also, too, let's just be honest. The only New York team there is the Buffalo Bills.
Can you believe that? And there was like this huge debacle on Twitter a couple weeks ago as to, do you consider Buffalo one of New York's sports teams? And people were like, yeah, that's the only one's winning right now. So yeah, no, I think the Giants are going to take this one. Be Easy also had the Giants, and the Penny had the Jets. And that's honestly, like, this game can go either way. I just think the Giants have the better team. Next game we have, I don't quite know if we need to talk about it much because we already have. We got the Chiefs at the Titans.
I got Chiefs.
I also have the Chiefs, and so does Be Easy and the Penny. Sorry, Duke, but it's become that.
It's cool, man. I mean, I ain't upset.
I know you're not upset, man.
I mean, I'm just like, I just want change, and this is unacceptable.
Well, it's coming quicker than you think, bud, and we tell you that all the time, and unfortunately, it ends up being true. But next game we have, this one again could go either way, and one team could have the possibility of blowing the other team out, but you just never know. We got the Cardinals at the Buccaneers.
Man, I like the Cardinals.
I do too. And I've liked the Cardinals all year. I think they are finally finding their stride.
That's something Titans. That's something Titans need too, man. We need some fresh blood. We need like a Kyler Murray, man. Somebody who's marketable. And I like Kyler Murray. I didn't even think he could play that well, but man, that dude's like running all over the field.
You know what I'm most impressed about with him? He knows when to throw the ball away.
Yeah.
He does not force the ball all that often, and it's really impressive to see out of such a small, young quarterback.
That's some maturity out of a young quarterback to say, hey, I can't make the play. Right. I need to just let it go. Don't get hit and move on to the next play. Mariota had that problem because he has that drive to make stuff happen. But at the end of the day, you got to throw the ball away.
You have to. You have to know how to do it. And the other thing, too, is Kyler Murray's learning how to slide better. You see Baker Mayfield out there just forcing the ball everywhere. So I've been impressed. I have the Cardinals winning this and by large margin. And I know Be Easy has the Cardinals winning and the Penny has the Buccaneers. But we really don't know. The Buccaneers could very much pull up, and they just put 34 up on Seattle. So thank God for Russell Wilson out there in the PNW. Next game we have, absolutely do not need to talk about this one. The Falcons are a fucking dumpster fire, and they visit the newly touted Drew Brees and the Saints, and I have the Saints.
Oh, dude, I want to look for upset. I want to see it upset. I just can't see it with the Falcons. Sorry. You guys I don't know what happened this year. Something happened. Somebody got touched. Somebody got hit. Something happened with the Falcons. They have just dropped off.
It's crazy how bad they are.
With a team with that kind of talent, they are not in the position they should be in. I got to go. The Falcons lose for sure.
Yeah, Saints take this one, and the Penny has the Falcons. Be Easy as the Saints. Next game we have, this week is tough too. It doesn't seem like we need to actually break down these games very bad. We have the Dolphins at the Colts, and even if Brian Hoyer's playing, I still have the Colts win.
You know what? I want to go for the upset of the week, man. I want to go Dolphins.
All right. I mean, I'll take
just I think that Fitzmagic, dude, he's got another game in him. I think they're gonna go with a little momentum, a little swag. Colts are gonna be like, this team's garbage. We just lost Jacoby, Brian Hoyer. Yeah, sorry, buddy, but that is not the answer. Brian Hoyer, you need to be back in New England.
He should be, and I wish he was. Unfortunately, he is not. So you have the Dolphins.
I got the Dolphins, man.
Easy as the Colts, and the Penny has the Dolphins. It's a ballsy call. We'll see how it works out.
I mean, we've been picking the same. I need to.
It has been. We have not differed yet.
Yeah, I need to just call it out. I see an upset here, just after Jacoby's injury. How long is he out for?
So no, he could play this week.
Oh, well, they need to rest him. There's no reason why they need to rush him back either.
Yeah, I don't think so either, because I think the Colts have a very good possibility of making playoffs, man.
Yeah.
And with that being said,
it's the division to lose, basically. Again.
It really is, yeah. And at this point, well, to be honest, it's the Texans to lose, but I know what you're saying. The Colts are still very much in it, and they are still very much there when Brissett is healthy. And they love him. They love him out there. The players love him. They play hard for him. So. Yeah, it's crazy. Andrew Luck's not playing anymore, though. It really is. We're in week 10, and like Andrew Luck's he's not being talked about.
He's happy, dude. I'll tell you that much. I bet you.
He's off social media. He's not doing interviews, dude. He is out on a beach somewhere with his wife, chilling
like a villain.
I'm proud of him.
Next game, deserves it, man.
Yeah, he does. He does. Next game we have is the Rams at the Steelers.
I'm looking for the upset. I like the Steelers.
I do too. And the Steelers are on a win streak, and Mason Rudolph is starting to catch his steam a little bit. We'll see. If James Conner's not healthy for this game, it's going to be very hard for them to win. But I'm going to go with the Steelers on this one, man. I am.
I got to go.
Yeah, Heinz Field is tough.
Dude, I mean, I'm impressed with how well Mason's done. I mean, I listen to Keyshawn Johnson in the mornings, and I can hear that. They talk about the Rams all the time. They're worried. Like, they were talking about the Rams not making the playoffs, and actually I see that as a possibility.
Yeah, like right now they're in the hunt. The Rams are in the hunt, and right behind them are the Panthers.
And so I see the Steelers pull this off, especially at home at Heinz Field. I think that Mason Rudolph could really kick their ass, basically.
Hell yeah! Well,
I think the Sean McVay is wearing thin right now, man. It's like he's rubbing, he's trying to clean, and he's just rubbing through the wall, man.
He's losing his footing right now, man. And the Rams could very much get it back on track, but
I just don't see it. I think they're starting to implode a little bit. I mean,
right,
signing Jalen Ramsey was kind of stupid, too, to give up that much for him. Because Jalen said if he's not happy, he'll go to the Titans or the Raiders. And I could see him totally just bailing after that. The franchise tag and shit. But it's going to be too expensive, especially for Jalen. I can't believe they gave that much up for him.
Well, he did already, promise that he would not hold out next season because he is under contract for them next season.
Yeah, exactly. But I'm saying after that.
Yeah, and we'll see, man. If they don't get I don't know, maybe he wants a better quarterback. Jared Goff still gets the job done, but only so much when Brandon Cooks is out, and it doesn't look like Brandon Cooks is coming back anytime soon. He just flew to Pittsburgh to see another specialist. So he could be done for life, man. Brandon Cooks, we could possibly never see him play again.
And Butler, Balcom would be when his contract ends with, I believe it ends when Jalen Ramsey ends. So that kind of lines up. And I think Jalen would take a hometown discount because he still lives in Nashville. His grandmother lives in Nashville. His family still lives in Nashville. He's partying up and down Nashville all the time. So I can see Jalen bring a new quarterback, new vibe. I can see him. I just don't see him as being in L.A. I just think the Rams, what were you doing giving up 2 first-round picks?
Well, to be fair, the Rams have built this entire team off of drafts. Trades. Like, they haven't drafted many of these guys.
No. And I'm just saying. I think they're done. I think the Steelers win this game.
All right. Well, Be Easy went with the easy pick, per his name. So he took the Rams when the penny took the Steelers as well. Next game we have the Panthers at the Packers.
Oh, I gotta
enticing
go. You know what? I'll go Panthers.
Wow.
Just
Really?
because, I think an upset this week too. I think 2 in a row for the Packers.
I would love to see that. I really would. I just think that Aaron Rodgers and that team can bounce back. I do. And I think they can do it against the Panthers. The only way I see the Panthers winning is if McCaffrey goes off. Like, I'm talking like 180 scrimmage yards, which I don't necessarily see happening. It was snowing today at Lambeau Field. So I'm going to go with the Packers on this one. But eventually we will see. It'll be a good game for sure. We know it'll be a good game. Be Easy also had the Packers, and the penny joins you with the Panthers. Next game we have another really good game. The last 3 games of the week, I think, are really, really good. We have the Vikings at the Cowboys.
That's a tough one, man. I
like the Vikings, right? But if Adam Thielen's not in that game, Stephon Diggs has to go against a number 1. And I think that's trouble for him. And I think it's trouble for Kirk Cousins. I think the Cowboys are coming off a big Monday Night Football win. They have less time to prepare, but I'm going to go with the Cowboys in this one, man. It's difficult to play down there in Dallas. It's tough.
Yeah, dude. I like the Cowboys. I
do too. I do too. And I think Zeke Elliott is gonna run them over. We'll see how the pass game works out because the Vikings do have a good, they have a great, backfield. But I do think the Cowboys take this one. However, Be Easy thinks different. He has the Vikings taking it as well as the penny. And the last game of the week, we have the 8-0 Niners against the 7-2 Seahawks. And this one's in San Francisco. Who you got?
Man, dude, I like the Seahawks. I just don't believe in Jimmy G. I'm sorry. I know they're undefeated, whatever, blah, blah, blah. But no. I'm done.
And
I just don't believe
he
it.
agrees. The penny agrees. And I also agree. I think this is
Josh Gordon should be playing, wouldn't he?
He will be. And as terrible as Seattle's defense has been, I think that Russell Wilson can make something happen against this 49ers defense. And we will live to find out, Duke. We will live to find out, buddy. But I have the Seahawks as well. That's a clean sweep on a Monday night away. The away team taking it all.
Away team taking it all. Seahawks division. That's all. Jimmy G ain't gonna do shit. Sorry, y'all.
Well. That brings us to the end of week 10, Duke. Wow. It's been quite a season, man.
It's getting there. And then we got, we start all over again, man, after the Super Bowl. After the Tom Brady lifts it one more time. One more time.
One more time. Just one. Maybe 3. Do you have
at least one of those with the Titans? It'd be funny if he leaves the Titans and goes off to another team and wins the Super Bowl with them.
Imagine that.
Proclaiming the greatest fucking quarterback ever.
Plays until he's 57.
I won with them. Now I'm taking my talents to win again. I just want to spread the Super Bowls around.
Man, I love that, man. Anyways, you have a 34 or a puppy dog?
I got a puppy dog, which is Andy Reid. Do not rush him back. Mahomes is your future. Please, for the love of God, let him rest. Don't play this week, Mahomes. It's not worth it.
Well, that pretty much concludes this week. We are 9 weeks through, ladies and gents. We are entering week 10, and we are all excited for the rest of the season. There are still plenty of teams in the hunt.
The
NFC.
I hate that shit.
I love the hunt, man. I fucking love it. You know why? Because this far into the season or halfway through, we still have fucking 9 teams on each side. Like the Titans are still in.
Dude, we should be mathematically eliminated right now. I
mean,
like
literally right now they have the Bengals, the Jets, and the Dolphins on here. So yeah, you're right. I'm not going to listen to the hunt. Maybe I'll listen to the first 4 teams, like the Steelers are there, the Raiders are there, the Jaguars are there, the Titans on there. And then the other side, the Rams are there, the Panthers are there, Eagles there, Lions there. Still a lot of football to be played, man. Anything can happen. Hopefully no more quarterbacks go down. I'll knock on wood, and I hope everyone has a great week 10.
Yes.
We have a bye week this week, but nonetheless, go Patriots.
Oh, yeah. Let me tell you, you can find us on YouTube. Please like, subscribe, comment. Find
Share.
us on Twitter.
Bitch at us.
We're all over social media, people. Be Easy's got his shows on the side. We have Money Mouth to listen to. We took off this week because Be Easy was a bum. More shows coming. Like, subscribe, pass the word. Famuski is the new ESPN, people. Deal with it.
Yeah.
And go Titans. Anyway.